we talk about 9 ether beings, okay, I feel like it's imperative that you understand that, let's say melon, but we know it's not melon, okay, it's neuromelon, okay? And so when we talk about 9 ether beings, it's imperative that we understand that we are what is known as, the carbonated beings are what is known as 9 ether utopians, okay? Meaning that, what utopian meaning that we have the same characteristics and the same genetic makeup as ether, okay? And so this is why we were originally known as Ethiopians, all right? Ether utopians, okay? And this is why, you know, a lot of people are called Ethiopians to this day. You know, you have to understand that Ethiopians are not, it's not a place, it's a group of people, okay? And this is because the word Ethiopia actually derives or has the etymology, you know, from the etymology of the word Aethiops or Athean, which means to be fiery looking, to burn, or to, you know, to be fiery looking, to be sunburned or to burn, okay? So that's what the etymology of the word Ethiopia means, to be fiery looking, to be sunburned, or to burn, okay? And that's actually the same meaning of the word ether, okay? So when we talk about the etymology of the word ether, it actually derives from the Greek word aether or Athean, which means to burn or to shine, okay? And so with that being said, we have to understand that ether is the burning of gases that is necessary in order to create life on every level of existence, okay? That's on every level of existence, all right? And so 9 is the total amount of these ether gases to exist, okay? And so, you know, that makes 9 the highest number. So this is why I know you've heard people like Rashad Jamal and other teachers come along and say that there is no number higher than the number 9. This is because of the 9 ether gases that exist. There's only 9 ether gases that exist, and these 9 ether gases that exist is necessary, okay, in order to basically have life on every level of existence, all right? And so for those of us who possess this gene, what this does is, man, it makes us the highest level, the highest degree of science and mathematics, because the number 9 is the highest number of mathematics, okay? And the science is in the gas, okay? These gases there are 9 actual gases that is necessary, that actually exist, okay? And so not only does it make us the highest degree of science and mathematics, it also makes us, what it also gives us the highest level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, okay? Which also enables us to reach the highest level of consciousness, okay? Or what is actually known as the God mind, okay? And this is because we have these genetics in us, okay? And so before this, you have to understand we were what was called Nubians, okay? They call us Nubians, which meant the life-giving, which means the life-giving, burning energies of the sun. And so this is mainly because when we talk about the nine sun, the reason the sun is called the nine sun, because the sun possesses the same genetic makeup as ether. It has all of the nine ether gases in it, okay? It's the giver of life. Okay? So the nine ether sun gives birth to the nine ether utopians, which is the nine ether being, because we are actually children of the sun.
So y'all, it's your boy Tor back with another video. Just now hit 3K subs. I really appreciate y'all for that. Y'all are the best. Y'all actually making my dream come true. Today we will be talking about nine ether. So before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if y'all haven't already. With that being said, let's get into it. There are 4 different types of ether. I'm gonna put a picture up here to show y'all. There is 6 ether, 7 ether, 8 ether, and 9 ether. Now 6 ether is straight hair, so we all know who has straight hair. 7 ether is wavy. That could be like some type of kid who has like a mixed dad with black and white and just a white mom. 8 ethers is the hybrids, obviously, like a mixed kid who just got a black dad and a white mom, or the other way around, doesn't matter. 9 ether is the God race, which is me, or you know. Now let me explain to you why 9 ether is the most powerful ether. There are no numbers that is actually higher than 9. 9 ether is the combo of all existing gases in nature. Therefore, 9 ether is the most potent power in the universe. 9 to the 9th power of 9. 9 is symbolic of heaven, creation, and birth. 9 is a number whose square root is 3, a number which is symbolic of 3 dimensions, 3rd dimension. 9 ether is placed in people's hair like mines, and it produces the 9th symbol. Number 9 is the highest number in the universe, which is making us 9th ether beings, infinite, immortal. The follicles of 9 ether hair is flat and it grows out to form some type of curl. The hair is the key. It's simple and clear. Babies are born with straight or curly hair, right? As they mature, their genes get stronger and their hair thickens. You all should already know this, but our hair resembles the universe.
Truman the Cotton of Peace in War Times. This is called scientific proof that we are not 9 ether beings. I'm still going to get to the Yaki Awaken Part 3, but this particular video is me going to expound a little bit more on what Mr. York put in the tablets, because having a discussion with Marsha, Juta Bunu Una Anet, something came out when we was talking about that. I said, you know what? Let me deal with this. So what we're going to do is do exactly that. So let me share my screen. right, so I'll start with this particular presentation. All right, scientific proof. We, the Ethiopian African kinky hair race, are not non-Ethiopians. Noon Ethiopian year 61, Nupu Minter year 97, October the 7th, 2023. Listen to sound right cosmic reasoning. As you all have heard, these are more people who were misinformed by Mr. York because he plagiarized information that wasn't given to him by us, Nupu, through inspiration and revelation. Listen to sound right cosmic reason. Before we Nupu and you all get started, we Nupu must repeat for memory drill purposes that Johnny Eugene Brown, Amanubi Rakapata, also known as Afro Unu, is the physical writer of the word Nwapu and non-ether by our Nupu's mental transmission, not Mr. York. So again, this is Johnny Eugene Brown, also known as Afro Unu and Amanubi Rakapata, in the 60s. Born November 23rd, 1926, and passed May 3rd, 2011. All right, this is the book that the Sabians, formerly known as Nawapians, put out called The Harvest in 2015, where they gave Afro Unu credit for bringing Nwapu, which is basically the information that was written in the Bible interpretation, Books 1 and 2, 1967 to 1968, and the Nile Ball counts 1 through 4, 1971 and 1972. All right, we just put things in chronological order because over the time, Sabian used to always say, oh, if it wasn't for York, y'all wouldn't even be using Noon to X, Y, and Z. But that's actually not true, because if Afro Unu never put it out in the first place, York couldn't have been able to take it and then push it to the masses, but he didn't even push it to the masses as is. He took from it and altered it and built his cult around it. Matter of fact, he created what's called the Nawapians off of the word Nwapu, which has nothing to do with a person. The word Nwapu has everything to do with Nupu and the sun in the sky. And if you want to know more about that, please go back to the videos correcting Yaki Awaken video 1 and 2. Okay, so this just shows you that there's no such thing as a Nawapian. All right, a human being cannot be what the word Nwapu means, which is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. There's no such thing as a person being that. You can utilize that. You can be endowed with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but you cannot be knowledge itself, wisdom itself, understanding itself. All right. And it says right here, they knew about Nwapu of Afro Unu. He was one. All right. So they didn't spell his name right because they should have put another O after the first O in Afro, and they left out a O after U, and then another O after Nu. All right, just so y'all can see that real clear, which we already proved that. All right, so we put it in alphabetical order, in chronological order. I'm sorry. Let's recap as we Nupu move forward. All right, so let's go to. Okay, let me stop sharing. All right, so here we have the Bible Interpreting the Explanation Booklet 1, right, written in 1907 by Amanubi Rakapata. All right, so now we go down to in the table of contents, and you first see the word Nwapu. All right, so Yorknam already gave Afro Unu credit for the word Nwapu, and York, being twisted spiritually, corrupted the word from Nwapu to Nwabu. But eventually, because we stood up for years, for over 7 years, because I'm still going, right? we got them to understand that what they was doing was wrong. Okay? All right, so you can see the word Nawapu right here. And booklet 1. All right. So then I'm gonna show y'all booklet 2, where the word is mentioned now. Give me a moment. All right. So here, you see it's booklet 2, wrote in 1968. You see the word Nawapu again as letter K. So what y'all got to do is when y'all see Sabians or these formerly known as Nawapians come to y'all talking about, Nawapu, ba ba ba, none of that stuff is true. Once they put that book out acknowledging that Afro-Unu actually, and is because the way they put it is Afro-Unu of the Wapu, he still didn't want to just say it the way in its more English context where it can be understood. Tell the truth that Afro-Unu introduced what Nawapu is, which is sun knowledge and sun wisdom and sun understanding, talking about Ra, the sun, right? All the orbs are conscious and aware, but knowledge came first and primarily from the sun. At the point when Nupu started the stars and grew the universes, that's the primary physical spot that knowledge came from. All right, so we see the word Nawapu was there, and they gave Afro-Unu, aka Johnny Eugene Brown, credit for Nawapu. All right, so let's move forward. All right, so let's go to Noun Ball Count 1. Page 6, where you see the word 9 ether. All right, so even right here, you can see it's in the table of contents. Noun Ball Count 1, Liberation Information, 1971. I remember Mr. York was teaching Islam and so a lot of stuff. That's what he was doing back then. He was nowhere near this type of advanced information. He was a religionist as what he was born to be according to his natal chart. All right, so here we go right here. You see 9 ether is mentioned. See, letter E. 9 ether is the mental power and chemical forces that grew the universe. 9 ether is the combination of all existing gases and chemicals. 9 ether is the original forces of order in the form and formless of 9 ether. Our Ethiopian ancestors grew the universe and personified themselves as African pygmies. See, so this here goes against what these individuals are saying, because according to the information, right, 9 ether personified themselves as pygmies, right? And then it says the African pygmies at the source of the Nile in equatorial Africa. 9 ether began as a spontaneous fire in primeval chaos, Nun to the ancient Kemites, and grew bodies for itself called true stars. Our sons, one of which the sun of our solar system, Ethiopians, are personification of the suns because our energies grew the sun. All right, let me see me go further down. I think that was because they said that we came from them. We're bigger Ethiopians. We're not pygmies at this time. And even the pygmies that exist now are not the pygmy gods. All right, but they're more closer to them because they're still short in stature, because their diet never changed and it wasn't affected by the water that came from the moon and mixed with the earth and caused things to go big and stuff like that. Also evolution and things like that, energy, gamma radiation that caused everything else to get big. All right, so we're going to go to the next thing. All right, so now, just to bring more context, all right, this was done April 27, 2021. All All right, you can find this post and a lot of other works we did on Chuck Morgan's site, Nawapianism.com. All right, in this post, we will address how York has lied that he was Amenubi Ruakapata and brought Nawapu since 1967. However, we knew this wasn't true and had been exposing this information since 2014, debating against the Nawapians, now called Sabians, from that time until the time of this writing, after we started releasing facts from the Schomburg Center in Harlem, New York, and conversation with Afro Unu's wife, and York eventually released a letter that he was not that Amenubi of the BIAE. Excuse me. Released that he was not that Amenubi of the BIA in 2015. So York was contradicting himself after lying since 1990, saying he was Amenubi. Then York also misspelled Amenubi Ruakapata to further distort the facts. Then when me and Anu had went to the Brooklyn bookstore 2015 and debated them on Johnny Eugene Brown as Afro Unu, and they swore we were lying and that we were making it up. However, 2 to 3 years later, Afro Unu pops up in their bookstore on their wall, pretending as if they had not been using his name and using his books to sell their books. Eventually, under pressure, Sabians released a book giving Afro Unu credit for bringing Nawapu. They should have came out and did a public apology to his family and us and to black people in general for the lies that York gave to them, knowing he was lying and stealing from another great Ethiopian black man. So take these screenshots and see the facts and spread them. So here, you see York put this stuff came out in the 90s. So you see got the word Nawabu. All right, again, this is not how it's spelled in the original books that was written in 1967, 68, and 71, which is in the Nile Council of the Bible interpretation. So that's what he does. He corrupted it. All right. Regardless if words are interchangeable, the A with the E or the P with the B in ancient times, that still didn't give him the right to corrupt the word, because he had nothing to do with this stuff. And then you see how he spelled the word Amenubi Ruakata. That's not how it's spelled on the cover of those books that I showed you earlier. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, this is him moonlighting as a pharaoh, Amenubi Ruakata. All right, so once again, we're talking about somebody who's a known plagiarizer and thief and distorter of other people's writings. I give you an example. When he was released the Torah, El's Holy Quran, the Book of Psalms, El's Holy Zabur, he put words in there or things in parentheses and pictures and things that was not there. So he corrupted major texts of other people's stuff. So we didn't expect him not to continue doing that. Again, he took the word Nawapu and created Nawapians and created a cult. But when you really read what the writing says, it debunks that. This is what him, Nature Boy, Pharaoh, Rashad, Jamal, Yaki, Awaken. You got all these people that's out here being deceptive because they following Decepticons. All right, so this just showing you, I'm just giving you facts. All right, this is hardcore evidence. All right, then he put out another book called What is Nawapu? I don't remember which came first, this one or the other one. But once again, these are things that those who got these books and kept up with the information, they know what's going on. All right. Here, the purpose of this scroll is to give those people who question the very origin and the meaning of the words Nawabu and Abanu Rakapata. Once again, watch how he lied. Clear understanding of what they mean. Both words are introduced to the public in the Western world as far back as 1967 AD, which is a lie. All right, I showed you, go back in the video, I showed you where the Bible interpretation is written 1967, 1968, and it shows you where the word Nawapu is written in both books in the table of contents, and the word Nawabu is not there. All right, so this is a lie. Okay, even if he had wrote it himself, him putting Nawabu in there still would be lying on what he wrote. But we know he didn't write that, and we showed y'all the writings where he confessed that he wasn't the original Amanubi and he didn't write those books. All right, so York was not too long getting out of prison in late 1967 AD. All right, so let's move forward. We can get to the nitty-gritty. All right, so these are the books that York put out where he claimed to be Amanubi and he brought the word Nawapu. If you remember these books right in the beginning, when he write down all the titles of his Masonic names and all that stuff, he all kept stating in these books that he introduced the word Nawapu back in the 60s. This is not farther from the truth. All these are lies. So if you got these books, what is Nawapu, the sacred wisdom of Tahuti, where he just pretty much copy and pasted that, right knowledge, the Luciferian conspiracy, the Book of Light, just to name a few, you will see where he was claiming credit for the word Nawapu and Amanubi and all that stuff since 1990. All right, before he went to jail. All right, so we just have to let the people know that these are lies. All right. Okay, right here. Ask the Wappers why is no mention of Amanubi Rakpatar by Malachi York prior to 1990. If you read any of York's books, like the Ansar rebuttal to the slanderers, he lists all of the things he was doing, and none of that stuff about the Bible interpretation in those books. He only take you back to 1970 and forward, where he started bringing Islam and all those different concoctions of that. All right, so nobody got to lie. All right, now here is a book that Mr. Yevisons and Tahawk and them co-wrote this book called The Man of Many Faces. And in the book, you see all these different names of Dr. York. Asayed Al-Iman Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi, y'all knew that. Amanubi, Rakapatar, Raboni, Abba Isa, Amal Utu, Al-Kut, Maku, right? Baba Bawasa, Africa, Isa Abdullah El-Makdi, Yanun, the green one, Isa Al-Masai, Chief Black Thunderbird Eagle, all these names, the Reformer, Dr. Malachi Z. York. See? Then get over here, look what you got, Afro Uno. So he was moonlighting under this name. Afro Uno is not his name. Right? So I showed y'all the obituary, right, of Afro Uno's wife put in there of him and his family, and you see right here, and the Wappings was passing this book around thinking that York was Afro Uno, and he didn't correct them, right? And even I did videos explaining how he claimed that that was cool, and when he read the book, he didn't tell them to change it. All right? Again, this is York's own writing, where he put in a letter, I am not the Amanubi of the BIAE. He said, I did not write the BIAE, Bible Interpretation Explanation, or behind the non-ball count. I only renewed it. All right? So we're just doing this for clarity, repetition. All right? Copyright 1967 by Amanubi Rakapata. That's how it was. He was not that man. He knew he stole that man's stuff. And we just want to be clear that none of this stuff is cool. See, this is Johnny Eugene's Brown, rest in peace, obituary. So we was telling them over and over, there's something wrong with y'all. And y'all keep stealing and plagiarizing and running around out here fooling people when this information he brought can help solve a lot of black people's problems. All right? That's the great Afro Uno. Rest in power. right, let me share my screen once again. Sorry about the light, y'all. It's the sunlight just coming in strong, which still is a good thing. All right, let's relook at what Mr. York said about the gases that's supposed to make up 9 ether. All right, this is the Holy Tablets, 1997 version. Excuse me. This is coming out of the Creation Tablet 1. Verse 16, 9 ether is the combination of all existing gases of nature. Nothing anywhere can be as powerful as all the existing gases on Earth. These gases are known as radon with an atomic number of 26, xenon with an atomic number of 54, krypton with an atomic number of 36, argon with an atomic number of 18, neon with an atomic number of 10, and helium with an atomic number of 2. These are also called the noble gas on the periodic or elemental chart or on the physical chart. Now, so according to York and his many misteachings dealing with 9 ether, and then said there were beings, which they were, which the actual information where he clipped this stuff from and jumped over the pygmies, who were not 9 ether beings themselves by the time they got to 6 west, because the sun was changing energies, right, to get ready to bring in the human race and animals and all of that. So the chemicals that was changing in everything else, the orbs and the stars and the suns and all of that, the pygmy gods started changing too. So they started out at 7 ether, and then they started to change all the way up to 9 ether till they maxed to their best potential. Then after the 9-node cataclysm, they started declining right along with everything else. So by the time they got to 6 west, that's when they had already became 6 ether tar. So they were not 9 ether beings anymore. Okay, so the 9 ether being thing is thrown out of the way. They were 6 ether beings because they was changed chemically. And then when they procreated the first group of their descendants, those were 6 ether, right? And they was 6 ether for a few million years, because each section is 6 million years. So the first 6 million years, or 6 ether, lasted from 6 west to where it get to the next set of 6 million years, which is the 5 ether zone in book 2. And then from 5 ether to 4 ether, there's another 6 million years. And then at 6 million years, the third 6 million years, getting down into 4 ether, the last 6,000 years of the third section of 4 ether, 3 ether comes in with that last 6,000 years of evolution, where the Caucasian race pops up on the scene. So 6 ether lasted for the first 6 million years of evolution. It's nobody walking around here 6 ether, 4 ether, 5 ether, 4 ether. You understand? We still kept a lot of us still kept our skin tone, but it didn't ghost eyes, because Leviathan is a ghosting type of energy. So everybody will be in the 3 ether form according to their gene structure. Some of us are still dark, right? We still got the carbon, right? But we're not, we will be considered white if you compared us to our ancestors, because they was dark because of the burning. The burning still was going. All right, so here, if we go by York's teachings, human beings, basically black people in general, should be composed of these gases, because he said that's what 9 ether is. All right, so let me stop screen sharing this, and let's look at this from a scientific standpoint, shall we? All right, let's go to screen sharing. All right, Now look what it says. What are the elements in the human body? Right? And look, this is the human body. 62% water, 16% protein, 1% carbohydrates. Now you got oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, sodium, chlorine, magnesium, and other. Now, in Mr. York's gases, the only thing, let me see. Let me go back real quick. Let me get the actual thing. Okay, so he said radon was one. Okay, radon is not on here. Xenon is not on here. Let me see what else we got. Krypton is not on here. So we got xenon is not there, krypton is not there, argon is not there, neon is not there, but helium is not there. So this is everybody. This is the human body in general. So how can 9 ether, according to Mr. York's tablets, be correct? Because even the Caucasian don't have none of this stuff. This is the human being. So this showing you that something has changed from way back, but also for the most part that York was incorrect and he's making up stuff. He named elements that's not in the body. When you look up those other gases that York named, those are gas that's found in the earth, and uranium and stuff like that. Stuff that, like I told you, will kill you. These gases right here that's in the human body, you need oxygen. You can be given too much of a whole bunch of the stuff and take you out. But in its balanced state, you pretty much cool. But this is the problem when we have all these crazy type of people sitting out here just spewing information because we're in the deception zone. That's the actual reason. It's not that I'm confused about that, but I just wanted to make it be known that what people are thinking is correct information is not. Ain't nobody challenging them, and there's no need to challenge them, because we did all of that. This is, again, correcting things that have been said and it's not true. All right, so I just wanted to drop that on you real quick before we get to the other stuff, and see y'all on the next one. True meet the colonies of peace in war times.